Hey everybody, it's We Build Stuff time. The kids have been hard at work and I haven't uploaded part 3, so here's part 3. Guess what? It's alive. This thing drives. It goes pretty fast. And for the most part, it handles pretty good. There's a few things that we would change if we had more time. However, competition day is coming up, so we need to get this thing done and driving. Let's see how they built the rest of this. So today, students have cut out metal, at least the outside parts. We're going to figure out the inside ones after, because as they weld, no matter how much time we spend in AutoCAD drawing, that distance might change. So let's head on over to the welding booth. So we got our pieces laid out on the ground. We used a Sharpie, a ruler, and a square to draw a basic grid so that visually when we're looking at it, does it look even? We're going to measure those gaps here, 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 all those spots, and then we're going to weld. All right, Chris, what do you got for me? Now double check. Did it warp in the middle of that weld? Check out our other spots. There's a little gap there now. What do we need to bend? Okay, so there's our basic bottom frame. Wow, it's gonna bend. Sweet. Oh no. I've been checking. There we go. That's gonna go here. One of these and one of those is gonna go there. Okay, let's throw on the tie rod ends. One at each end. Let's take a look. How's that gonna look there? That drawing's been converted into pathways and G-code and stuff. Let's send it to the printer. Did I say printer? I meant plasma cutter. We're just testing the wire. Yeah, it's done. The project's... No, it's not done. So this tie rod, we had to, shorten it a bunch. And instead of just welding it together, you're going to put a sleeve over top, which we've drilled a hole through the top and through the bottom, which is going to allow us to weld around it and a little bit right here too, just for some extra strength. So that's going to go to about there. Okay, so that's just test fit here. The length from center to center is supposed to be roughly 13 1/8. Okay, so we have our test fit here. These threads and those threads will allow us to either make it longer or shorter, so we still have some room to play. And with the magic of film, and it's all together. So a couple tack welds for now, and then we can test it. If we're happy, the kids can weld all the way around. There's welds inside each of those holes and on the edge. This should be strong enough for that. We made a mistake with our planning. Let's turn left. Wait, no, let's turn right. Oops.
I'm not using this tool right.
Yeah, it looks like it'll do a thing. Okay, so that's been replaced. It's not welded in yet, but things are coming together.
I'm done for today.
Like going home or just tired?
No, I'm done working for today.
Okay. I'd say cleanup actually.
Yeah.
Can you return that where we got it?
I can.
Thank you. Okay, we had to make, some more solutions. London helped us create that piece. Since we don't want to just weld there to there to there, because, it wasn't long enough, here's another one of those things to do some more of those rosettes. They've been busy working instead of filming. This thing is coming together. Now we need to put something here to mount that and this, safety. Anyways, that thing. We've got a big piece here that's going to hold that, and some decoration. This piece is ready and the design is drawn. So a thing's going to go there, the switchy thing goes there, and we filled that in here. So here's the thing. I had some of my juniors build me a foot. We still have to attach that to the actual brake stuff. We've got this just not quite tight on, but our gas pedal. Sorry, I got 2 fingers, my hands are full. Gas pedal slash, acceleration, and it bounces. So we got some bounce in the back, got some bounce in the front. I think it's gonna be okay. Our steering actually works. It's pretty heavy steering just because of the angles, Ackerman, camber, whatever, those things. We're reinforcing here. There's gonna be one more piece that goes from here to there so that things are strong. We're thinking maybe, a giant roll cage. No, that's just gonna be more weight. This thing's getting there.
All aboard the struggle bus.
Okay, today's updates. Steering thing's welded. You gotta give it a little bit of muscle. But, we'll figure that part out. At least it turns. Second thing, if you put your hand here, your foot here, then that's gonna give you a little brake thingy. We still need to bleed the brakes and figure out that. What else have we done? Now, that little readout thing will eventually say something. There's a bunch of cables, and over here, that's where we're gonna do some other stuff. One of them, the one on the left, you put a key in, you can change gears. It's kind of, sure, that's cool. And the other one is magic. I don't really know what that one does. We're gonna find out. These diagonal pieces got welded on. Of course, everything's gonna need finished welding, but we'll get to that. Oh, little reservoir for, magic fluid goes in there. Back end, what else happened to the back end? I think we talked about that. Oh, now it's safe for my students to drive, because, licensing. Anything going on over here? Battery fits. Tomorrow I believe we're going to make a hold down. Basically the same as what you'd find in a vehicle. There'll be a piece of metal with a hole in either side and just a really long bolt or ready rod that you can tighten up, and that's just going to clamp it down. If not, bungee cords. So here's the thought behind this one. We got 2 buttons, one there and one there. The top button over here has a little key in it, and you have positions 1, 2, 3. I think that's speed or gears or anyways. And then this one, there's a dial with no key in it, but it's a dial. And I believe it's to go forward, neutral, reverse. So it's one of those. These dots over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is so that we can make a hook, and then stick them in the hole in case we want to attach the key to a lanyard or a key ring and put it here so we don't lose it, it doesn't rattle away. That one's just for symmetry. Doesn't that look cool? So for those who've never done this before, you load it up into SheetCam TNG because that's what we have. You go to Operation Plasma Cut, you choose the correct layer, which I've named Cut Layer in my original software. Click. Find tool number T6 that matches 10 gauge, which we also call 1/8 inch, even though it's not exact, but it's good enough. Click that. I like those settings. Press OK, and it will generate some tool paths. Now, is there any that I don't like? Let's zoom out. I don't like that one up here. So we're going to move that. Click. Bring it over here, because I know there's going to be extra metal. There's going to be no metal here the way I set it up. We're then going to generate the G-code, save. And now we have it into Fast Cut CNC. Thanks, sponsor. The Mach 3 CNC software, which I love this. Yeah. Let's make sure everything matches up. 125, yes. 65 amp. That's going to be on the plasma cutter. Let's do a test run. I like to do a test run of just the final cut. Oh yeah, let's press run. That would help. Mostly to see will the final part actually fit. Real close. It was a little close to the edge, so I'm just going to move the 0 up a centimeter. Let's go. One, two, three. Forward, middle, back. The Viking. Yeah, keep going, Chris. We still got a couple bubbles. It's getting way better than it was before. 2 more. First one's going to be that panel. Okay, so good. Let's start by looking at, do we have any weird error messages? We're currently in gear 2. So Chris, let's put the other key, no, keep it on. Key here, and let's double check that the gears change when you do that. 2, yeah. So let's just go to 1, be gentle with it. We're going to do slow test. There we're in 1, now go to 3. Good, so let's start with gear 1. Excellent, next one is to test this one. This is our reverse. At the moment it's in neutral. Park. Reverse. Cool. Well, we know things changed. Good. So just nice and slow.
Why are the brakes rubbing?
We'll figure that out.
Not tight.
Beauty. Gear 2. Does it let you change gears while it's running? Yes. Is that 2? Good. 3. Okay, Jack, you're gonna go over to the brakes. Okay, test.
We're gonna try faster.
That'll do.
Hey, first relax.
Back it up slow, Chris. Watch the steering, it's not as nice as a car. It's very heavy steering. So we got a little bit of squeak on those brakes. And we'll slow to the tennis courts. Nothing's tightened all the way yet. There we go. Nice and slow, see what you can do. So this is where you're going to be listening for what's rubbing. Watch that corner. Kicks into third. Got All right, this is our first test drive today of our electric vehicle. Suspension works, the steering is pretty heavy. Go off the curb. It's a little clunky, but yeah. Let's try to drive up the curb. Oh, he's gonna have to do a 10-point turn. Or will he? Yeah. Brakes. So we'll see about stiffening up that back part. All right, take it up the curb, nice and slow. Good, didn't hit any cars, no insurance claims to worry about. All right, let's drive it in, Jack. Now that we've done a test drive, it's time to tweak and maybe change a few parts. We're gonna add some more shock mounts to the back so it's adjustable to get a little bit more height in the back. Okay, now parallel park. This is the only time I'll let you drive up the thing without yelling at you. Something's clicking there. Hold on. Go, rip. Off into the sunset. Tweaking. Jack, let her rip. So while driving, we saw our castle nut washer fall off and the bearing completely fell out. This is just during a test drive. We weren't even going fast. Well, maybe a little, but that's not supposed to happen. So, these brakes are tricky. We're not sure if there's more adjustments you can do here. We did bleed them, that was fine. And we do have them working a little better than yesterday. Our little system here, we've got the reservoir up top. Done a little bit of grinding here so that when it gets pressed in, it goes in all the way. And this little, I'll call it the fork, isn't actually bolted on. It's literally just being pushed by this piece. So we originally had one that was just straight, but that meant that bar was too high. So we did an angle. It's got adjustment holes, as well as because this is a tie rod, I can also do fine tuning adjustments. That comes over to here. So the foot can get down and there's still plenty of clearance. So push down all the way, it doesn't hit anything, but it does force that piston literally tight, and I give a little more. This little washer, I had to add that on because the fork was sliding up and down. So it's just kind of rubbing. You can see that here. Mostly works. I really wish that we could skid to a stop. I feel a little bit safer. We did some adjustments here. The original one, we just chopped it. It's ugly, whatever. These were coming out too far and hitting the top of that shock. We did some adjustments here because, again, they're tie rods. I can go in and out, and that adjusts tilt, whatever the fancy word is. I would have liked for this spindle to be, instead of straight up, a couple degrees back. We'll see if we have time to chop this off, re-weld it like half an inch over, but for now is going. Our steering, we did beef it up, but it does turn okay. Turning radius is kind of fun because this whole thing is 8 feet long. Things have been getting welded, just strapped down, things aren't moving.
I like that little tie rod thing. That's kind of fun.
Back end. Our shocks, we moved it forward a couple inches just to give us a little bit extra height. However, when you do sit, it bottoms out almost right away, but it's still pretty comfy. We got to add a system to hold our battery down. We're going to do it similar to a vehicle where it's just a bar going on top. Ready rod, and just tighten it down with wing nuts. We're going to add a spot here in the back. I got to find the piece. We're going to put a rod there and a rod there. Sorry, a pipe there. That way there's plenty of places to tie down for the tractor pull. It'd also be cool if I drilled a hole and just bolted this for this to flop around, and we can add a tail, you know, big chain ball on the end, because that's fun. Yeah, so kids have been doing final welds, and we'll just hide it with paint, but it should be okay. We're taking it for multiple test drives as we go to see what's wrong, what's breaking. Tack welds, things are mostly strong. We'll make it pretty, and then we're gonna add our seatbelt going diagonal. So it's gonna go from that side down to about there. Okay, so now we can transport it. I guess we solved that issue.
This one sucked. The one that you gave us sucked.
Shout out to our sponsors, Varsteel, Fast Cut CNC, and KJW Engineering Limited, all based out of Kamloops. The material costs, paying for all the electronic parts, we are so grateful. And the kids have had a blast building this thing. Fast Cut, we love you. So the Fast Cut Elite Series plasma table, we love this thing. That'll be going up there. So we're waiting for paint to dry. Super exciting. Black and red, because the seat's black and red and our school colors turned out to be black and red. If we had some extra time, we would have done more red accents on things like, you know, those parts. It wouldn't be cool to see the springs red or tie rods red. We got the foot red, that's kind of nice. But maybe we'll take some things off tomorrow. That's getting painted up. This has been a solid day of stuff. I think we're gonna have to go buy some more paint, but I wanna drive it. I can't because the paint is drying, but I still wanna drive it.
Wow, look at him go.
On the brakes on.
Okay. Brakes off. Chris, you go. Okay, brakes at the same time. Jack first brake.
What's so hard, dude? Put the brake on! Put the brake on! Okay, hold up. Take the brake off.
Okay, we're off to the tow station. Chris is going to transport the Tacoma to Merritt. Last minute addition. Make that text easier to see.
I feel like I'm playing Mario Kart when I went past those trees.
Yeah.
All right, we've got lights, Chris. Does it make us go faster?
You got it.
So race day is tomorrow. We're doing final testing. We've added some lights. We have a couple little things we're having some issues with where when we try to go too fast, it dies. So it's some kind of load protection. Not quite sure how we can overcome that. So we're gonna be doing some playing for the next hour. So Chris, he's busy. Okay, maneuverability. Let's see how he can do for weaving a slalom. How close can he get without hitting garbage? Oh, there's one.
Better move it, man. You're not gonna make it.
Oh! It ain't over yet.
They were cones.